Hey everybody, my name is Matt Thompson. I'm a video and audio producer, content creator, and AV consultant. For our final video, we're heading into video production. A fancy word, maybe, but not nearly as intimidating as it seems. We're going to go over the concepts, tools, and techniques you need to make your first multi-shot video. As previously mentioned, video cameras are everywhere, pre-installed on tons of devices. Laptops, cell phones, tablets. You can get external webcams that plug into your computer, or you may even have a camcorder or a DSLR photo camera that can shoot video as well. Regardless of the device, if it's been made in the last 3 to 5 years, it will record very high quality video images for you. Bottom line, no need to go out and get something else super expensive. Use what you have at your fingertips. Also, do not forget our discussion about lighting, staging, and camera lens, or being aware of what the camera is looking at. This is especially true if you're doing a one-man operation. Since you're not behind the camera making sure everything is working right in the moment, you'll want to ensure that things are set up properly before you begin. Which brings us to the first big point I want to make. Pre-production is the official term. Preparation is the layman term, or even just a simple plan ahead will make all the difference. The more you prepare and plan ahead of time, the easier and smoother the project will be. Everything from simply writing or talking out your idea to thinking ahead of where all the shots are going to be, to as formal and complex as storyboarding, putting in the time and work in advance will go a long way in creating the best final product. Or as I have learned the hard way, if you wing it, it will stink. Keep in mind that with video, regardless of how long or short or fast or slow or big or small, it's a method, a medium to tell a story. So think like a storyteller. Think of your beginning, your middle, and your end. Think of your characters, your plot. What message or story are you trying to tell? A popular fail video that's 7 seconds long is still telling a story with a character, a setup, and a punchline. Just a quick technical note before we move on. File formats. If you're recording, you're going to come across this eventually. What exactly is an MP4 file? What's the difference between a QuickTime and an MP4? What if my camera records in some weird format? Essentially, there are 2 different kinds of digital audio and video files, compressed and uncompressed. There's that dirty word again. But rather than affecting the sound or images, these use digital compression to make the file smaller and easier to play, share, and stream. The actual quality of the video isn't affected, but the way the file is created, the data encoding is. In normal everyday use, just make sure that whatever device you're using can record as an MP4 file, as this file, unlike the dozens of other formats out there, can be played, edited, and uploaded on pretty much everything. Okay, you've waited long enough. Now it's actually time to film something, so go out there and film it. I can wait. There's even a pause button on here if you want to do that and come back. No, really, I can't tell you how to shoot footage because everyone has a certain style, a certain story, a certain message that they want to say. This part is extremely personal and individualistic to the director or content creator. After all the technobabble and theory and concept discussion, the next best thing you can do is go out and just do it, trial and error style. What's more, if you can find people who want to go into a project together, you'll have a much better time getting everything you want, and creativity works better when you're collaborating. You got something to work with? Great, let's move to post. So, you filmed something cool? Great, now let's mess with it a little. If you're working on an Apple product, like an iPad or a MacBook, then iMovie should come pre-installed. Professional video editors and filmmakers may invest in something like Final Cut Pro or Adobe's Premiere Pro editing software. If you're on a Windows computer, there are some basic editing tools in the Video Editor app. The one I'm going to show you is called DaVinci Resolve, of which there's a free and an expensive Pro version. Be careful though. This is where you'll want to make sure that your computing device has the processing horsepower to handle high-definition video files. Some adjustments may be required. But, much like audio software, if you learn to use one of them really well, you'll be pretty familiar with all of them. Essentially, video editing is like building a cake. It's layers upon layers upon layers of both visual and audio signals. You can take a video that you've recorded with the audio from the camera Add a title or image and lay it on top. Add a sound effect, a musical background track, and the editor will show you the layers where each signal is along a timeline. I'm a video and audio producer, content creator, and AV consultant. Today I'm going to be going over audio and video. You can then take multiple shots, put them along the timeline, and the video will play along, moving from one clip to the next. Now you can see in this example that we have a great deal of layers. And we'll just pick a certain spot on here. And as you can see, the final product has sound, a voice track, and various graphics stacking on top of each other. And this is what I meant when we're talking about layers. So you can have different images playing on top of each other and they move in and out. Let's just play it from this point.
Traveled around the world in the hands of traders and other nomads, heading to Africa, Latin America, and Asia, all of the regions Starbucks sources coffee from now.
Once you've got your story put together, editors like these will bake this layered cake into a new file, which you can then upload to YouTube, share on Facebook, wherever you want your project shown. This is just one way of making video content. There are apps out there, yes, everyone is obsessed with TikTok right now, that have all these kinds of tools from filming to editing to graphics and filters to publishing and hosting all built in. Live streaming, which is a very popular method, a kind of a democratizing of broadcasting, is simply taking video and publishing it instantaneously, in real time as it happens. But without the planning or pre-production aspect, don't be surprised if your first attempts stink. And even this, a video teaching you the basics of video, is a way of telling a story. It uses all sorts of different techniques, software, graphics, and editing, like we just discussed. I hope you've enjoyed this series as much as I have enjoyed making it. You can find me at TMP, Thompson Media Productions, on Facebook and Twitter, where I post about current and future projects. Feel free to reach out via email as well, thompsonmediaprod@gmail.com, for any questions you may have, and I'm more than happy to answer anything you want. Special thanks to the Sackville Festival of Early Music, Heritage Canada, Province of New Brunswick, Town of Sackville, the JEA Crake Foundation, the Rotary Club of Sackville, Mount Allison University, and the generous donors in our community for the creation of this video. Special thanks once again to the Sackville Festival of Early Music, and thank you for watching. I'm Matt Thompson. Until next time, we're clear.